Hey everyone, here with another 2v2, this time on Scorched Haven. I'm actually playing with my friend here, so I know who I'm playing with this time, so we have a pretty good team going here. I will be Terran again, and he will be Zerg, just because we were trying to go 5-0 without any hiccups here, just so we could get into Platinum. This is still a placement game, and I don't really remember too much about this game in particular. He's Zerg and I'm Terran. I can't remember what the other team spawned as, but my partner's here telling me to watch out for a rush because popular strategies in 2v2 often involve proxies or an early push on one of the players. And I was just commenting here on how I think the shared choke on this map is pretty cool. It's fairly wide, obviously, but you have both naturals can easily be protected by the choke. And since my buddy here is Zerg, obviously I will have to do all of the walling off. And you'll see me do that. I think I used 2 barracks to wall it off. I'm just trying to remember from memory what we were playing. I probably should have checked beforehand. I think it's Terran and Protoss. So I remember there was Protoss for sure, and I think the other guy may have been Terran. But either way, I'm setting up my scout right now. And just to let you guys know, this is game 5. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but I'll have 2 more coming, 2 more 2v2s, game 6 and 7. And then I'll try and get some 1v1s going more after that. It's Protoss. Looks like he's just playing pretty standard. The reason I haven't been doing many 1v1s is that I'm having troubles recording. Like I record all these videos just onto my one hard drive, and it fills up pretty fast, so if I don't render and delete these videos almost as soon as I record them, then I can't really fill it up. Oh, okay, so it was Zerg actually. And again, pretty standard, doesn't look like there's any cheese, so don't have to worry about that. But I will try and get some more 1v1s going. I think I saved a replay that I'll show just because, like I said, I couldn't record them. But I thought it was a pretty good game, so I'll share that replay. And of course commentate on that as usual. I think my strategy here was mostly just tanks and marauders, because I know my buddy here likes to do mutas or hydras and that kind of thing, so I think he's going to take care of most of the anti-air. And as you can see, I walled off there, and now it's going to be finished with that last supply depot. Of course some units can slip in, but the point is that it's easily defended in that one choke there. So you don't really need a perfect wall off, because I honestly don't see much point. Because if they really overpower you in units, I don't think that the perfect wall off would really save you. I suppose in this case if they did some sort of zealot Zergling push early, then yeah, I can definitely see how a perfect wall off would prevent that, but I don't know, I don't really think it's that important. And here I'm just giving my ally control because I do have that wall off, but of course if I'm not paying attention, he wants to run out. He can just raise or lower that supply depot if he wants. Other than that, I don't really see him using it for much else. Although I think at one point, I didn't tell him, which is maybe why this happened, but he could have used my scans later on if he was paying attention, but anyways, you'll see what I'm talking about. So right now I'm just pumping Mirage from my double racks, and there I did see his Zerglings run out, although they were able to run through that small opening. And naturally Tech Lab on the factory. And another thing that maybe people don't really know is to oversaturate your mineral line. Like, I'm almost building SCVs 100% of the time. Like, I just always want them to be building. And then finally when you decide you want that natural, then you can mainline some SCVs over. And yeah, I'm just sort of noting that there's a lot of spine crawlers in his base. Not really sure what that was all about, but yeah, you can see I'm going for the natural right now. And the reason I'm doing that is because I noticed that turtle up, so I mean, what kind of army could he have if he's getting that many spine crawlers? So when you see something like that, immediately think about expanding. If you notice they're not going for any early army, then that's when you want to think about and expand. That's why scouting is so important. Because to me, I'm seeing, obviously, that he's turtling up. So I want to get my economy boosted before they can get theirs boosted. Because since they don't have a second base yet, if I can get my second base first, then I'll be ahead. And it's always nice to think that you're ahead. Of course, you have to scout often to make sure that that's actually the case, but you always want to be ahead, and expanding first is a good way to do that, especially if they're not massing up army units for some sort of rush. And again, you can see I'm always building SCVs, and then when that natural's finished building, then I'm going to be able to switch or mainline some of those SCVs over. Another thing I can kind of talk about, some interesting tips that maybe might help some people, since obviously not a lot is going on at the moment, mostly just building up. But I'm going to talk about maybe some macro tips, and I might bring this up in other games just in case people don't see this. And again, it's a good idea to get orbital command first actually on those, and you can see that I mainlined some SCVs over there. Not too many, because I didn't have as many SCVs as usual because I expanded so early. But anyways, some of the tips, you can't, I guess I don't really do too much of it in this game, but I'm just going to talk about hotkeys for control groups. So typically what I like to do is control group all my orbital commands to control group 5, and then control group all your buildings, or not buildings, but like unit production. So factory, barracks, starport, put all those